Hello, my name is Ashley Collins, aka The Onto Dragons. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Breakup Diaries. Do you hear my neighbor mowing his lawn? I hope that's not too distracting for you. So let's go ahead and talk about this because it's been a long time coming and we already knew that I was going to talk about this eventually. Unfortunately, let's talk about cancel culture. So for those of us who are over 30, mind you, side note, if you're under 30 and I call someone a kid, I'm probably talking about you. Because anyone under 30, I just consider a child. I don't know why. But I like to think that I'm an adult. What did I do the other day? And I said out loud, I'm an adult. And people around me were like laughing. But anyway, okay. So people are over 30. We already know that this canceling thing is not new. You want to know how we all know this? Because we all remember Harry Potter. We all remember when Harry Potter first came out and like the churches and your parents and your teachers were like, you can't read this book, especially not in schools, because it's about witchcraft and wizardry. And then you're going to slowly turn into a devil. And then you're going to slowly turn into a devil worshiper. Do y'all remember that? Where they're literally pulling the books off the shelves, So this whole cancel culture thing is not new. If we're going to go a little bit further back, let's think about Eminem. Let's think about Nirvana. Let's think about Limp Bizkit. Let's think about Madonna. You know what I'm saying? Do you remember those times where people were like, you can't listen to that music because you'll turn into Satan, you're turned into a whore, you're turned into a drug addict, you're turned into a really bad person if you listen to this music, It's like this whole cancel culture thing, like our parents and our churches have always been doing this. The difference is now that I think back then it was more spread out. Like we had like months or like years of a break between when things were scandalous. I remember when Twilight first came out and people were like, don't read this book because it's bad for you, it's bad for your young brain, And then 50 Shades of Grey came out and that was a whole thing. But people are still reading it now. People are still enjoying it now because we see how silly that was, Do you hear the sirens in the background too? What's the girl to do? Well, this is a makeup break then. Could you see that sweat on my upper lip? Yeah, woke up to the heater on again in summer. God, I love it. Okay. So I think that our parents were just doing their job. Like when you're a young child, they say you can't watch a movie with a sex scene until you're like 16, 17. Right? That's what parents are supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And now, I think the difference now with social media is that everything like, it's literally like every other day or every week something's getting canceled. Someone's telling you not to listen to something, not to watch something, and names are being changed. I don't remember in my age, and please forgive me. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember at my age them changing titles of things or taking out verses and songs. So that seems a little strange to me because it's like you're not the one who created this, so you shouldn't be allowed to do that. The tyrannical, is that the word? The wild Christians, right? The evangelic, the wild Christians, that's what I'm going to call them. They would like, talk about people's rappers and rock stars' music. And they would say, you should have listened to this devil worship stuff, right? But then in a way, it was helping their brand because it kind of felt good to rebel. Like, fuck yeah, I want to listen to the Beatles more often because my pastor says I shouldn't listen to it. So it was helping make them make more money. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, it was kind of like, it was good to get canceled back then because it gave you more notoriety and fame. You know what I'm saying? So my major issue with cancel culture is you cannot make a global decision to say that you can't watch this, you can't listen to this, you can't eat that, and da-da-da-da-da, because you know why? Because then that turns into a fucking dictatorship. And do you want a dictatorship? I think not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're taking away the role of the individual, the free thinker. You're taking away the role of the parent. You know what I'm saying? It should be the parent's decision to say that, hey, I want my child to watch Paw Patrol, or I don't. Not because you said so, Jane. I don't give a fuck what you think about how I'm raising my child, because I'm raising a child with a strong mindset. Who knows the difference? Hold on, me. Touch up real quick. I'm raising a child who knows the difference that this shit is not real. It's fictional. I'm raising a child who knows the difference that this song is just a song. I don't want the person to be influenced to do my child should know the difference between this is just merely entertainment, honey. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't bend over that ass too fat. You know, like, you don't have to shake your ass because, you know, honey got back, baby got back. Baby got back, honey, whatever. That's the same thing, you know? Like, they know the difference, that this shit is purely fictional, and I'm sorry that you cannot tell the difference. Another thing, I was thinking to myself while I was applying my makeup for no reason, like, when people say stuff like, oh, well, God, I'm sweating so bad. Maybe it's because my sins that I'm sweating. But when people say things like, oh, well, I just feel like Paw Patrol or Mr. Potato Head doesn't speak to me as the individual. It's not, because you're a fucking 40-year-old adult. You're a 40-year-old adult, and this does not pertain to you. You know what I'm saying? You're not its fucking, like, you're not its ideal customer. And that's fucking strange. Like, I'm all about watching anime as an adult, but I draw the line are you really sitting around watching Paw Patrol and My Little Pony? That's weird. That's really fucking strange. Or are you really sitting around watching the Aristocats? What are you doing? You know, like, you know, you can watch adult movies. You can. You know, the PG and the rated XXX ones. You know what I'm saying? In the privacy of your own home. You know, like, who's really sitting back watching Aladdin without a child in the area? That's really strange to me. Like, I was watching, I forgot what we were watching with my niece and nephew, though. I'm not just going to sit back and be like, I feel like watching Jungle Book by myself. I feel like watching Teletubbies as an adult. What? You're not its target audience. That's strange. It's really super strange to me. I feel like a lot of us need help. And also, I just think a lot of us, like, not only is, like, the herd mentality, the lemming mentality. You know what a lemming is, right? A lemming is kind of like a hamster, and they will follow each other, and they will literally follow. Say that slowly. A lemming. A lemming is like a little hamster, and this is what hamsters do, and they will literally follow each other off of a cliff. So I think, like, we are, like, I don't want to say we, but we are, like, we're so into cancel culture, because we just want to follow the crowd, and we just want to feel like we're doing the right thing, because we want to help protect people who don't have voices. But you don't do it like that. If you really want to save the children, how about you know, like, do something to help pedophilia? You know, why don't you do something to help alleviate, God, you know what I'm trying to say. Why don't you do something to help alleviate pedophilia? Why don't you do something to help eliminate child sex trafficking or illegal organ trading on the market? You don't do that by saying you're not allowed to call it Mr. Potato Head anymore. That's not helping anyone. And also, are you playing with a Mr. Potato Head at 4 years old? Like, fix your life, son. And that's coming from me, you know? Do you really want a studio, a TikToker, to tell you what you cannot say, what you cannot eat, what you cannot do? No. That's not freedom in anything. There's no freedom in that. You're doing exactly what you're complaining that history books are doing now. History books are giving you the history that they want you to know, right? So now you're doing the same, you're being a hypocrite. You're doing the same thing that you're trying to help. Don't be a lemming. Don't follow someone off a fucking cliff. What else? What did I want to say? A lot. Canceling a TV show or a movie or a song or a book makes you no better than the tyrannical evangelists or your parents for saying that you can't read Harry Potter when Harry Potter did you no harm. I mean, I think I turned out kind of fine-ish, you know? Like, and also another thing, if you cannot tell the difference between fiction and real life, why don't we just get rid of actors? Just get rid of actors. Let's just get rid of singers. Let's get rid of authors. Let's just sit in our house all day and do nothing. Do nothing for entertainment. And obviously you guys don't know, like, hardly anyone is saying thank you for all the entertainment that's been happening during this pandemic. All this entertainment that you just keep feeding on and feeding on and feeding on, and then when you find out that you don't like it, then you want to get rid of it. When that actor, that crew, that staff, that DP, they worked so hard to create this. That editor, they worked so hard to create this, and all you had to do is send a fucking tweet. That seems so irrational and silly to me. I was talking to a friend about this last night, and they're trying to re-cancel Eminem all over again. Like, this is like his life. I'm sure he's kind of like, oh, again, it's just a Tuesday. But we were saying how Eminem's first words were, "Hi kids, do you like violence?" And I was like, oh fuck, that was his first words, wasn't it? That's so interesting. But like, it was just a commentary. It's just, if you understand that this is not real, and if you understand the historical context behind things, and if you understand the intent, then things won't be so serious to you. I think that what we need to do overall is just ignore them. Ignore them. Let them have their anger. Let them have their frustration. And just like, don't respond to them. Don't react. Don't share. Talking to myself as well. Because I've been sharing stuff like, this is ridiculous. Don't share, don't comment, don't feed the, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Just don't feed their fires. Pay no attention to them, because the more that you give them attention, the more they're going to keep going. And then eventually maybe they'll understand how silly they're being in the future. If not, then we all have a purpose in life, and from their mindset, from their perspective, they're doing the right thing. And who are we to tell them not to? Just ignore them. Word of the day, because I was talking to another friend about this. Word of the day is lambast. Lambast means to criticize someone or something very harshly. Don't lambast people, because it's not very polite. It's not very friendly, or we could just get rid of all grunge, hard rock, rap music, and just music in general. Let's just, no, you know what? Let's only listen to opera and musicals, except for Avenue Q. If you don't know what Avenue Q is, then you need to see how scandalous that musical is. I'm so surprised no one has come for that yet. Please don't come from Avenue Q. It's one of my favorite musicals. Okay, that's it. Those are my thoughts on cancel culture. Thank you once again for watching me sweat in this hot house. Sorry if it was unpleasant. And that's it. Bye. Jeez. Okay, am I swimming? Jeez.